I've had 2 jabs. I'm about to get my booster. I'm so grateful for that. And, by the way, I had COVID in the summer after 2 jabs. It was unbelievably mild. Should we have to do it, though, at the expense of being given a fine or worse, criminalised? I don't think so. And I think no for 2 reasons. One, on principle, I don't want to live in a society where the state has that level of influence on our daily lives.
What's the good reason?
The second reason is I think it will discourage people who are already trepidatious about getting their jab because they will be even more fearful. It will encourage even more conspiracy theorists to take the platform.
Well, we seem to have a hardcore of 5 million people who don't, for whatever reason, don't want to have the jab. And do you agree with Matt here or not?
You know what? I think we're not going to have to do it in this country. But if we were in the state that some of the countries in Europe currently are, the countries that had very, very slow vaccine uptakes, I would be more in favour of it. Then I think David Lloyd is very brave to have written this piece. But also we have to listen to people like him because he was on the cold face of this pandemic. He was seeing what was happening. You know, and what he's saying is if you don't get the jab, you know, you could die. And you know, this time last year, we were all out clapping the NHS and saying, please don't put extra strain on them. Please do what you can. Now we have the best tool ever to fight COVID. And yet people, unvaccinated people, are the ones who are... The people in hospital currently are very young people, the elderly, but the majority are of the unvaccinated. And it is so we're putting extra stress on an NHS.
Yeah, of course, but that's what leads us to the David Lloyd point. As you say, he's been very brave to say it. I mean, when we talked about this last, I got into trouble. I had people coming around my home and serving some sort of legal papers on me.
Every time I say this on air that
they go mad.
Should be vaccinated, I get all sorts of threats.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, and the people are banging on about their human rights. People. When you have a global pandemic and you're talking about saving lives, you mentioned principle before. It means nothing. You have to, giving up your human rights is justifiable. It's justifiable to take away a person's bodily autonomy when you have a global pandemic.
Right. Okay. If we had the Black Death back with us, then and there was the vaccine, you'd make that.
If it were Ebola, I have to say, principles go out the window if it's Ebola. If one of the 5 of us, if one of 2 of us are going to die, my principles go out the window.
There isn't a principle.
But this can be a killer. We know it can be a killer.